Before we begin, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. These texts weren't written to be believed blindly. They were written to be felt, recognized, and remembered. What if salvation is not about being saved from something, but about remembering what you already are? Tonight, we're reviewing two Gnostic texts that don't threaten with hell, don't glorify obedience, and don't worship fear: the Gospel of Truth and the Gospel of Philip. The Gospel of Truth isn't a gospel in the traditional sense. There's no birth story, no crucifixion drama, no judgment scene. Instead, it reads like a poem written to the soul. Its central idea is simple but radical: ignorance, not sin, is the root of suffering. According to this text, humanity forgot its origin, and fear was born from that forgetting. Truth isn't something imposed from above. Truth is remembered from within. Jesus in this text is not a sacrifice. He is a revealer, someone who reminds humanity of its divine origin. Salvation happens the moment fear dissolves into understanding. No hellfire, no punishment, just awakening. This text feels deeply therapeutic. It speaks to trauma, confusion, and loss of identity. It reads like something written for people who feel disconnected from themselves. To me, it describes healing consciousness, when the mind stops fighting itself. It's less about belief and more about integration. The Gospel of Philip. The Gospel of Philip is very different in tone. Where the Gospel of Truth is soft and poetic, Philip is direct, symbolic, and embodied. This text focuses on union, sacred intimacy, masculine and feminine balance. It famously speaks about Mary Magdalene, not as a sinner, but as someone who understood Jesus deeply. Philip emphasizes the idea of the bridal chamber, not as a physical marriage, but as inner union. Spirit and body, mind and heart, masculine and feminine. When these are separated, suffering begins. When they reunite, wholeness returns. Philip feels dangerous, not because it's dark, but because it removes control. It doesn't put priests between you and truth. It doesn't shame the body. It doesn't fear intimacy. This is likely why it was rejected. A person who understands inner union cannot be ruled through guilt. How these two texts work together. The Gospel of Truth heals the mind. The Gospel of Philip heals the split between body and spirit. One removes fear. The other restores balance. Together, they suggest something powerful: enlightenment is not escape, it's integration. These texts don't replace the Bible. They explain what the Bible became. They show us a time when spirituality wasn't about control, but about inner coherence. To me, these Gospels are not anti-Christian. They are pre-institutional. They belong to a time before fear became a tool. If truth feels gentle, if knowledge brings peace instead of panic, if awakening feels like remembering, then you're probably reading the right texts.